Hola and welcome to the first episode of Season 4 in this Villarreal save in FM21. I'm MVPete and I'm starting it a little early. It is July the 1st and the reason I'm starting it here is because we've had our future signings come in today. We've signed 8 players and some of these players are going to be key for the future of Villarreal. You know, these players could change our fortunes. And honestly, I'm so excited. I can't believe we've got the caliber of player we have coming in. Without further ado, let's get into it. Head on over to the inbox. As you can see, 8 new signings with a total outlay of £30 million. And we'll go in order. We've got a few youth projects coming in. You know, we've got a few ones for the future. We'll start off with Nuno Burrito. I guess it's not burrito, it's burrito. Burrito? Yeah, because I mean, Burrito would be a great surname, but I'm going to have to change his name now, aren't I? Anyway, £225,000 coming in from Braga. 2-star current, 4.5-star potential, defensive midfielder that can play right back and in the centre of midfield. Needs to get taller, needs to get stronger, but I think he's a decent prospect. We've got a 17-year-old who is already quite incredible. Fausto Copacciano. I will get there. 17-year-old Italian, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. At 17 years old, he's not far off the Italian national side. And I know that we have bought so many left backs. And I feel particularly bad for Ihen Nunes, because he was only brought in January, I think, and I don't think he'll be around for much longer. I mean, there's just something to me where we've got the current Italian left back in Pellegrini, and now we've got the next Italian left back in Copacciano, and he's going to learn from him, and he's probably going to keep him out of the side. But honestly, I couldn't not. I mean, we paid £12.5 million from Inter Milan for him. And I can't believe they agreed to it. He's already considered worth nearly £30 million. So as a pure monetary investment, I couldn't say no. As a player with the potential that he's got and the current ability he's already got at such a young age, I couldn't say no. I mean, how can you turn down this? You couldn't. So, Fausto Copacciano is a Villarreal player, and I'm very happy to have him. And hopefully, we'll never have to buy another left back. But then again, this does pose the question. Pellegrini could leave for an incredible amount of money, and I wouldn't feel too bad about it. I mean, I know Copacciano is not at that level yet, but he will be. So, there is a £100 million release clause in Pellegrini's contract. I mean, if that was paid, I'm not sure I'd shed a tear. I might crack open a bottle of champagne like an F1 driver and just spray it all over my rig. That was a bit graphic, wasn't it? Anyway, moving on to the next signing, an 18-year-old Carlos Resquin coming in from Guariana. I'm not. Yeah. Guarina. I can't. No, I'm giving up. 18-year-old Paraguayan only came in for £400,000. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. And he's got some decent stats in some good places. His physical stats already looking half decent at the very least. Right back. So who knows? Maybe he'll come into the fold at some point. That would be nice. Into first team territory again. And we looked at getting Gaetano Castrovilli. We looked at bringing him in when we got our offer in from Milan for Gagliardini. And obviously that fell through because Gagliardini didn't leave, we didn't get the money in, and that was that. I have found the money to bring in Castrovilli, only costing us £17.75 million. This is a bargain. He's a 4-star current ability. Okay, yeah, he's reached his potential. He's 26 years old, a current Italian international. But he's amazing. He's excellent. He is the player that I was looking to bring in to replace Parejo. Speaking of Parejo, yeah, I think he's finally past it at 34 years old. But looking at these stats, it does say his best position is out on the left. He's only an accomplished player. His natural is in central midfield, and he can play an attacking midfielder role. He'll definitely be playing in the middle. Whether we have him as a standard midfielder or that linchpin in the attacking midfielder role, I'm not too sure yet, but that's where he'll be playing. Actually, thinking about it, with another signing we got coming in, he probably won't be playing in this role very much. He'll probably be in midfield. And at the very worst, he's an amazing Basila. So, oh no. So yeah, I think that's an excellent addition to the first team. The only con is that he's not in a social group yet. Other than that, leading player for most first division sides, resolute characteristics, good balance and ability to do the unexpected, could improve slightly, play in several positions, is a current international, very technical player. He is going to be great for us. A very, very good signing. I cannot believe he's only scored these goals. This season here especially, he played 37 games, only scored 2 goals and 1 assist. I'm not sure what Fiorentina were doing, but they were not playing Castrovilli right, because that's just insane. I reckon within 10 games, he'll have more than 3 goals and, okay, maybe not 5 assists, but I reckon 3 goals and 3 assists from 10 games, minimum, because he's that good. Maybe it was Fiorentina and how poor they are. But either way, that is a massive signing for us. I'm very excited for Castrovilli. Moving on to Jesus Rivas. Is this the one that I don't want to talk about? Yeah, pretty much. 1-star current ability, 3-star potential. My scouts lied to me, so let's just ignore him. Sebastian Erickson. A 1.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. Danish, under 21 international. He's a striker. Came in for free from Copenhagen. See, I know how to say this, but that's not how I remember saying it. I can't remember how it's pronounced now. Anyway, came in from the Danish side, and yeah, maybe he'll make it. That would be nice, wouldn't it? 16 years old, got plenty of time. Santi Mariro, there we go. I don't know why that took me so long. Another left back, obviously. 1.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. Came in from Alabache for free, which is very nice. Spanish, young, lots of potential. Sure, why the hell not? And now the last signing here. Oh, we were chasing him for some time, and he took some convincing, but we have a 29-year-old Nabil Fekir in at Villarreal, 45 caps for France. Came in for free from Real Betis, where he's been prolific and excellent for the past 3 years, and a real pain in the arse for us. So I'm so glad he's part of our setup. He will mainly be playing in this attacking midfielder role. But he can play elsewhere. He can play in the centre midfield. He can play either side. He can play up front. I'll show you in a second, but he's actually considered the best striker at the club. So, I don't know. Maybe we play Nabil Fekir up front. Who knew? Who knew? I'm not sure I'll start with that, but he'll definitely be commanding this centre attacking midfielder role for sure. Great passing, good long shots, dribbling, first touch, technique, agility. He's got it all. So between him and Castrovilli, I think it's just such a massive upgrade on what we had. So very, very excited. Very excited. And for free. And okay, we're paying him 95 grand a week. I don't think that's that much, really. He's probably one of the best players here, but worth it. Undeniably worth it. So very excited to have Nabil Fekir here with us. I'm going to show you the team report for our squad depth now. And as you can see, Nabil Fekir is considered the best striker at the club. I'm just going to have the 3-star minimum mobility filter on, just so you can see what we're working with here. So the way I'm thinking of it, we'll have Gerard Moreno and Ovando up front. Gerard Moreno looks like he's dropped to a 3-star, but I think that'll perk back up when the season comes back around. And Ovando, to me, is a 3-star player as well. So I'm actually not too worried about the striking options we have. I'm happy with that. And now, if it all fails, Nabil Fekir can go in there. So, you know, I'm feeling quite confident about striking options. On the left, I think we'll stick with De La Cruz and Barrenechea. But like I said, we've now got an abundance of players that can play there. So although these two might be the ones that I'm looking at to deputise that position, it doesn't mean other players can't fill that role if we need them to. On the right, I'm feeling this is where Chukwueze and Collado will mainly play. Obviously, Chukwueze will be playing there mainly. That'll be where I want him to play. So that'll be nice. Collado can play anywhere along this front three, and he's been great. So, but I think as the the understudy to Chukwueze on this side. Then, obviously, in the attacking midfield position, we've now got Nabil Fekir and Castrovilli. I'll get there. They both can play there, but I think Fekir will play here more often than not. Ceballos also can play there, which we tested with. It didn't seem to work too well with him, so maybe that's not what we do. Midfield, we've got a lot of midfield options, some of which will be leaving. But I guess for now, if we're going to say we have one defensive midfielder between Coquelin and McSauce, then and Gagliardini can play like that as well. To be honest, he's got 17 tackling. He's big and strong, so they all can play like that. So if we have those three players in that position, that leaves Ceballos, Castrovilli, and Collado to play there as well, and that's just the 3-star options. There's others as well. This is where we're going to need some improvement now. With only 3 centre-backs at the club, as Stelsekar has left, Duarte, Milenkovic, and Eric Bailly, we will be looking to bring in another one. And is Duarte still wanted by Tottenham? No, he's not. Right, I'm okay with that. I didn't want to lose Duarte, so as long as he stays, I'm not too fussed. But we'll definitely be looking at bringing in another centre-back just to pad it out a bit. Right-hand side, yeah. We've got Mario Gaspar, who's now 32 years old, and I think he's starting to decline, to be honest. But I don't want to lose him because he's been at Villarreal his whole goddamn career. So, I think I like having him around at the very least. So I won't be getting rid of him, but we need to start looking at this position. We've also got Diego Dallo, who's not on the filtered list at the moment because he's only considered a 2.5-star player. I'm not... We need to keep an eye on this. If Mario Gaspar falls off a cliff, then we need to have another option instead of Dallo, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Left back, we've obviously now got 3 amazing left backs, so that's going to be a problem in a different sense because they all can't play. So whether we loan out Munoz, whether we sell him, I'd rather keep Pellegrini and Copacciano here, where I can guarantee them both game time. And I'd love to get Copacciano into the fold as soon as possible. The sooner the better, really. And then to our biggest issue, goalkeeper. before the end of the season, Sergio Santo was considered a 2.5-star player, so I don't think that's the off-season diminishing his star rating. I think it's his physical stats that have been declining. At 34 years old, he's a team leader. He's been at Villarreal a long time. He's served us well. But I think now is the time that we look at replacement. Because if we're aiming to get ahead of Atletico Madrid or Barcelona or Real Madrid to break into that top 3 and maybe go deep into a continental competition, I don't think Sergio Santo is the goalkeeper that gets us there. No. So what is likely going to happen is I'll sign a first-team goalkeeper and then Josep Martinez can kind of disappear. I'd rather keep Sergio Santo around just so he's still at the club. Same with Mario Gaspar. They've both been here so long. They're both so integral to the dynamics and the structure of the club. I don't want to get rid of them. And I'm hoping Sergio Santo understands that he's getting old and isn't too mad when I start not playing him. Yeah. So that's I think objective number 1 is get a new world-class goalkeeper. I don't know what my budget's going to be yet, so we might be limited in that. We may have to sell some players. I mean, I am thinking about selling some players. I don't know. If we can get a good amount for Francis Coquelin, I think I'd be okay with him leaving. He's a great player, 3.5-star ability. He's 32 years old, though. And, I mean, he's not exactly been amazing. He averaged over a 7 last season, which is good. So he's definitely improved, but I don't know. He just never seems to be... He's considered the best midfielder at the club, and I just don't see that in his performances. I just don't. Ceballos will be sticking around. I like Ceballos a lot. Especially that first season he came in and scored 8 goals. I know we were playing him as a Mazzala, so he was getting forward more. And I know his average ratings aren't as good as, I don't know, Francis Coquelin, but he's a Spanish international and I think a cornerstone of our side. And I think he'll be playing in a playmaker role a lot more this season as well, which is much more suited to him. I mean, he got 8 goals from midfield when he's finishing as a 12. His long shots at 13. That's not bad. But, you know, I think a playmaker role will suit him a lot more. So, that's what I'm thinking. And, yeah, I mean, I can't show you anything yet because the schedule hasn't been released and the finances aren't settled. So, you know, we'll look at that when I can. I will come back. Let's see where we're at. We have arrived at the first day of the season and we have Villarreal away, but more importantly, we have been wheeling and dealing. This is the transfer window that I was hoping it would be, and I'm just so excited for this season. This is the season where we come into our own and we are competitive for top quality trophies. So without further ado, these 2 transfers happened just before the season change. So we have right at the bottom here, Dragowski, Dragowski, yeah, from Wolfsburg, £8 million. We have our goalkeeper, 3-star, 5 caps for Poland, 26 years old. He's definitely not what I'd say is the incredible world-class goalkeeper we want, but he's a very, very good goalkeeper, and I'm happy to have him. 6'3", he's got good stats, and he will be the first-choice goalkeeper for the season, already better than Asenjo, and he's probably a stopgap, but an important one nonetheless, and for sure we would have really struggled without this signing, I can tell you now. And there are not a lot of goalkeepers out there. Like, honestly, this was the best we could get. And I thought at a reasonable price without going crazy. So, Dragowski's in. And Dulce Celticar has left for Everton. We ended up taking 16 million quid. including add-ons, which we're going to get. So we did make a small loss, but I was just happy to get him out of here. And a small piece of consolation is, out of the 2 appearances he's made at Everton, he's averages 6.45. Not as good as you think you are, Salzakar, right? So, sad that it didn't work out for him. Glad to see the back of him. Now, when I press this button, you're going to see the transfers. But that's fine. So, let's go. Only 2, but 2 very important transfers. First off, we have Thomas Basila coming in from Nantes, a 24-year-old French centre-back, ball-playing defender as well, 14 passing. And yeah, we needed that 4th defender, that 4th centre-back to give us true cover. And he's of a very good quality, and yet again, I thought reasonably priced. So, very happy transfer. I imagine between, Duarte and who is the other defender we have, Milenkovic. Between these 3 are probably going to be our main centre-backs. Obviously, Bailly is there for cover, as well as, the easier games. But yeah, very happy to have Thomas Basila in. And also, we picked up Nicolo Zaniolo. Zaniolo? Sure, we'll go with that. An absolute bargain. Came from Roma for about 20 million quid, including all the add-ons and whatnot. But I think that's a steal for a player of this quality. A player of this quality who can play in midfield and out wide and behind the striker. He just looks so good. I can't believe Roma was so keen to get him out of there, really. And nobody else was interested. So I know I said I couldn't say no, but another Italian international, it just seemed like a no-brainer. Why would you not want Zaniolo at your club? I don't know. So he has arrived, 9 pros, no cons. An excellent signing for Villarreal and the Yellow Submarine. Now, we had to make some departures, as would be expected. The biggest of which is probably going to be Francis Coquelin. At 32 years old, and I never felt we got the best out of him. I mean, he was always good, but he was never groundbreaking. He was never something special. And for £10 million to help with our transfer budget and make some key signings, I was happy to let him go. I mean, our midfield position is so stacked. I'm not worried about that at all. Nothing about our depth in midfield without Coquelin makes me worry one bit. So I'm sort of glad he's gone, because it means other players can step in. An unfortunate calamity in Ayhan Munoz, and I'm sad to see the back of him, because he's actually a good player that we got in at a good price. I mean, he made 13 appearances for us, and then we sold him for nearly double what he came for us on. So, if anything, he's a good piece of business. But I was sad to see him go, but there was no point in having him around when we have the 2 Italian left-backs at our club. Copacciano needs game time, and he would not get it if Munoz was around, or Munoz would get no game time, and then what's the point? So, an unfortunate sale, but one that had to be made, and at least we made a pretty penny out of it. One that I'm not going to say is going to come back to haunt us, but one I'm expecting to make millions and millions and millions of pounds from is Stefan Hernsmann. And you're going to ask me, Pete, who is that? I'll show you. Stefan Hermesman is a Danish 18-year-old. Current ability 2.5-star centre-back / right-back. I mean, I guess he could play both. He's nice and tall. He's got some good stats, but I never thought he was going to make it at Villarreal. I mean, he would have done, but he would have taken a long time getting there. And I don't know, Tottenham offered us a lot of money. It was £10 million, including add-ons. And we have a 50% sale on fee. Not profit, just 50% of the next sale of Stefan Hernsmann comes to us. And you can guarantee that Tottenham will not be his last club. especially if he keeps developing. And, okay, yeah, he's a great player with a great future ahead of him, but I don't think I was ready to make the commitment. So we sold him for a good chunk of money, and hopefully some more money in the future when he gets sold again. Josep Martinez has also left us. He's gone to Juventus as a backup to the backup, I'm sure. I mean, yet again, we made a bit of profit on him, and he only made one appearance for us, in which he kept a clean sheet. So, you know what? Fair play, Martinez. But with Dragowski coming in and Asenjo still around, he was never going to get game time. All of this is loans, plenty of them. There is one interesting loan in Manuel Ugarte. As you'll remember, he was none too happy with me for most of last season. And in his loan to Sevilla, there is a optional future fee of £6 million. And then there's some other bonuses that aren't shown here, basically rising to £10 million. I'm kind of hoping they take it just to get him off our backs, really. I mean, he's a good player, but he has plateaued at a lower ability than I expected. I expected more from him. So I'm not too sad to see the back of him, especially with the way things went down. I mean, he seemed a good player. He never really played all that much for us. Was it 8? 8 appearances in the season he signed, 4, and then 1-1. So a handful of appearances, and not really at the level of Villarreal first team, which is where he wanted to be and just wasn't good enough. So that's that. I've decided to loan out Yeremy Pino as well, so he can get some more game time. There's others like Omeric, Cathena, Frances. There's just this. We've got so many good young players that aren't ready for the first team, so that's why they've all gone out on loan. I feel like Chelsea. But you know what? They'll come good one day, or we'll sell them for a nice healthy profit. So that's fine by me. Enough about transfers. Let's get into the team for today against Valladolid. We'll accept the opposition instructions, come in for here. So I wanted this to be a kind of, okay, it might sound a bit risky, but basically an exhibition for all our new players, which sounds lovely until Castrovilli got himself injured. I mean, it's only, what is it? It's like a thigh strain or something stupid, but it means he's not playing today. So a lot of other new players are starting, which is nice. I'm not starting Pellegrini. I'm going to give Copacciano his first game out today. So that might prove to be a silly thing to do. But I believe in these new signings, and I believe in this team. And I want them to go out there and make a statement that all these new players who have never played together before, apart from a few pre-season games, are ready to take the league. That's what I'm expecting. So, in a new look Villarreal side, our starting 11 is Dragowski in net, a back four of Delo, Duarte, Basila, and Copacciano, a midfield three of Scott McSauce, Danny Ceballos, and Nabil Fekir, a front three of De La Cruz, Ovando, and Zanilo. I mean, that's a pretty stacked bench we've got as well. I'm feeling so good about the depth we now have. It's getting to the point where it's actually problematic. I don't think I'm going to be able to satisfy everyone's playing time. But you know, I'm going to give it a good try. So let's get into this game. Obviously, Valladolid, not a great side. We expect nothing but a victory here. Nothing but a victory will do. And like I said, we have got players on the bench ready to come in and make a difference. I will apologise that this has been a long time coming, basically because I decided to start a new series as well that runs parallel to this, the year 2030 save, where I'm now managing Juventus. For the start of it, I'm planning to do not a European tour, but there's a few interesting clubs that, you know, I fancy managing. But Juventus were the first one. They look like an aging side who have fallen from grace, really, over the 10 years that was simmed, and I wanted to get them back to the tippy top. So that's the plan with that. I mean, if you've not checked it out, absolutely do. I think it's really interesting. I mean, it's probably the first time I've done anything like this, even just playing for me. So it's definitely interesting to see how it turns out. So our first highlight is Zelino coming in and is fouled, and we have a penalty. I'm pretty sure I changed the set piece instructions before, but I think it was before Zelino came in, so I'm not too sure. Fekir is going to step up to take this one, I think. Yep. Nabil Fekir on his Villarreal debut gets a goal, scores the penalty, and our first goal of the season is scored. Just like that. Made from two of our new signings, Zelino winning the penalty, and then Fekir dispatching it emphatically, giving Fekir the number 9 shirt this season. I think he's going to be that important. I really do. He's such a good player, and I was chasing him for so long, and he has the ability to take us to the next level. A big ball over from Delo for Ovando, and that's not the kind of finish we were looking for, mate. I'll be honest. I guess one of the strange spots now is our striking position. Dela Cruz with a corner in, comes out to Zanilo, who's going to try and put it back across. He does. Ceballos hitting wide. But yeah, our striking options seem where we are weakest now. Avando's not progressed as far as I'd have liked him to by this point. He's still considered a 2.5-star player. I'm imagining that'll go up to a 3-star when he hits some sort of form and starts playing again. And then other than that, we just have Gerald Moreno. And they're good options, but they're not excellent options like we seem to have everywhere else. That being said, Nabil Fekir is technically the best striker at the club. He's a 4-star player. I'm not going to be playing him there unless I have a change of heart. So we'll see about that. Giving the ball away here for Villarreal to counter Sanabria, who must be in his 30s by now, playing for Villarreal. And Sergio Guardiola equalises for Villarreal. Not what I want to see from your debut here, Dragowski, mate. A nice ball over the top there. Delo did not follow. Dragowski came off his line for some reason, and it's tapped in behind. Unfortunate is what I would call that. I mean, we've definitely had the better of the first half, but they're the one that have scored from open play. 58% possession tells me we can go more attacking, so we will do. I mean, nearly 60% possession away from home when we were just on a normal attacking mentality is pretty crazy. It's coming up to half-time. Going at the break, 1-1. I'm not really happy with that, but we can definitely still win this game, without a doubt. Basila not having the best game at centre-back in his debut here. But we have got Milenkovic on the bench, should the need arise. Ever since we've gone more attacking, Villarreal have come into this game. So we're going to just drop back to attacking. It helps if you press the right buttons, I find. I'm going to demand more from everyone as well. See what we can do. Looks like a Villarreal counter-attack here. Oh, Scott McSauce with a perfectly timed tackle. He is on a yellow card. Zanilo cutting in from the right-hand side. The finish was not there. Nice movement, though, from Zanilo. Right. 60-minute subs, is it? I think so. Right. Okay, so. Joe Moreno can come on for Ovando because Ovando's not had a great game at all. 6.5. Very disappointing. We'll bring on Milenkovic for Basila because he's not had the best of games either. And then I'm probably going to swap out Scott McSauce for Gagliardini. And I think that will be that. Hopefully these substitutions give us the edge. I mean, an XG of nearly 2 and we've only scored from a penalty. That's a big chance. Just jumped up 0.5. I would like a highlight, please, game. We're nearly at an XG of 3 now. So we are going to go very attacking, and I'm going to encourage instant highlight. Delo with the throw-in. Zanilo playing it back to him. Delo plays it back to Ceballos. Big ball over. It's cleared away to Sarabria. Villarreal looking to counter. Zaza on the ball. Guardiola and Sarabria with an excellent finish, making it 2-1 to Villarreal. And this is not good at all, is it? Oh, God, I look like an idiot. Oh, God, right. We'll just drop back, demand more. And I don't know what else to do here. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I mean, our striking players are getting tired now. Fekir with a corner here. Milenkovic went to meet it, but it was cleared out to Copacciano. Gagliardini, come on, boys. Get an equaliser here. Dela Cruz. Copacciano's got some space on the left-hand side. Plays it into Dela Cruz. It's cleared out to Gagliardini. Who hits it? It had to be saved. Sweetly struck, but not enough to beat the Villarreal goalkeeper. It looks like we're putting the pressure on until the highlight ends. Another corner here. Dela Cruz taking it. Gerard Moreno hitting over. We have got to be kicking ourselves here. Oh my God. Why am I so bad? Yeah, all right. Okay. So we lose 2-1 in the opening game of the season. But, I mean... We made so many chances. We were definitely the better side. And that's what I get for playing all the new guys together. Yeah, okay. I deserve that. Fair enough. Dear, oh dear. Right, well, at least Nabil Fekir got on the score sheet, scoring on his debut. And, yeah, we don't have very much to say about that, do we? We're going to come back then for the 2 games against Valencia and Real Madrid. So that'll just be straight after the transfer window closes. I'm still looking at options, maybe a right back. We'll see how that goes. But for now, that is definitely the worst way to start a season with, well, especially one that we've got such high hopes for. So hopefully that was just the smallest of blips in this season. I've been MVP. Thanks for watching. I hope you stick around for the whole season. Hasta luego. Bye for now.